Welcome, welcome. Today we're going to talk about life insurance and specifically temporary life insurance versus permanent life insurance. Now, people in the industry might tell you that one's better than the other and they swear by it. Well, today I'm not going to tell you that. I actually think that they're both good and they both serve their own purpose. And I'm going to just tell you about them both and both of them. And I'm going to trust that you're smart enough to decide which one is better for you or if you need both at the same time. So I'm not going to choose because I think that they're both good and it's better to have at least one than have none. So let's get started. So on this side we have temporary. Temporary, aka term. That's term life. And you have then you have permanent. For your whole or entire life. So that's going to be there for a while. Okay? Alright, so the best way to explain, the difference is to really just talk about what the purpose of each of them are, and then you can kind of understand where you stand and what you need. So let's start with the temporary term life. So term life, as it states, it's only there for a particular term. Okay? It does not build cash value. You pay your money, and when the term is over, then then that's it. So what's the purpose? Why would someone get term life insurance? They would get term life insurance because of their temporary need. So let's say, for example, income, right? Your children are young, and you want to make sure that, hey, if my child, if something happens to me, if I die, I want to make sure that my children are taken care of. I want to make sure my household is taken care of. I want to make sure my wife's taken care of. I want to make sure that the mortgage is there, it's taken care of. So you need term to take care of those temporary needs that while you don't have the income for that or have the money for that or have the assets to back those things, if something happened, you can secure those things, right? And the good thing about term is that you can get the most amount of insurance for the least amount of premium, which is the amount that you pay on a monthly, quarterly, semi-annually, or annual basis. That's what you pay them, called premium. So what do we use this for? We use it for income protection. If I die, I want to make sure my family has my income for a number of years so they can get adjusted for me not being there. So, for example, let's say I want it there for 5 years. I want to make sure that they're going to get my income as if I was still there for 5 years until they're adjusted without me, and they can figure out what to do. Or it might be 3 years, whatever your number is. So income protection. I also want to do that for mortgage protection. Mortgage protection. I want to do for mortgage protection. So if I die, I don't want my family to have to sell the house or move. Their life is going to be in such disarray. I want to make sure that the mortgage is paid for, right? So they can still live at the house and they'll be comfortable, so they're good. So mortgage protection, that's a term, right? Because the mortgage doesn't last forever. So you want to make sure that during that time, that whether the 30-year mortgage or 15-year, whatever, during that time, you have protection. So if you die, they can pay for the mortgage. Next is for education, the children's education. Most parents do want to help their children go to college. So they'd want to see that they do that. So if they die, let me have some money to take care of college tuition for my children. So these are temporary needs because at some point the children are going to grow up and care for themselves. So when that need goes away, then the need for term goes away, right? It goes away once the kids grow up, then the need goes away. Need goes away. Let me just put that there. Over time. So the need goes away over time. Kids grow up, I don't need term anymore. My mortgage is paid off, I don't need it anymore. My income went up and I have enough income and I have investments and I have all that. Over time those things build up. So now I don't have to worry about it. If I die, there's money to take care of my family. So I don't need it anymore. So that's for temporary needs. So that's what term insurance needs. So some of us do need that, right? So we do need that. So let's talk about permanent. What's the purpose for permanent? Now, the first thing I would want to say is for final expense. That's the first one you got to think of because we all are going to die. Final expense is just another term for your funeral expense. Your final, meaning you're done, final, right? So we all are going to die. So that's one thing that we have to have in place, that when we die, money needs to be there to take care of my funeral. Oh, obviously you want to get permanent for that because you don't know when that's going to happen, but your hope is living the right way and all that it's going to be way later down the line, right? So you want to put final expense for that. Any other reasons? Estate. People use whole life as well for estate planning because that's one thing that's preparing for the long term. That's long term. Again, you wanna live as long as you can, but you want to put that in place so that when you do die, there's money to take care of your estate. People also use whole life for investment. So you can actually use this as a living benefit. You can borrow from your policy and pay it back. And if you don't pay it back, then it will just be deducted from your death benefit, which is the benefit that's agreed upon that's going to be paid out to your beneficiary once you die. So you can use it as an investment vehicle. You can borrow from it, pay it back, or not. But people use their permanent life insurance policy to pull money out and go invest in something else to build cash flow. So that's a living benefit. You're doing that while you're alive. You're not waiting till you're dead. You're pulling money out of your policy and you're going to use it to purchase assets that's going to bring you cash flow, and then you can put the money back into it. So those are some of the reasons people use it: for estate planning, for final expenses, for investment reason, as a living benefit. So you decide, what do you need permanent life insurance for? Do you definitely for final expense? Do you plan to have an estate planning so that you can skip the court and all that? Everything is just laid out in your policy. And by the way, on both of them, it's the payout, the death benefit is not taxable. No tax. So no tax. Okay? So there's no tax. That's another reason why people use it as also, I guess I can put that here. People use it for tax purposes, right? So if they don't want to pay a certain taxes, they can make sure that they have it in a life insurance to actually, pass through tax and pass through probate and all that for the court. So hope the information was valuable for you guys. Take a look at it. You see the purpose of each. Now you decide which is good for you. What's the best benefit for you? Do you need one or the other, or do you need both? I would say most people need both, but depending on your particular situation, you decide what works best for you. So, as always, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Hit the notification bell so that anytime a video is released, you get notified. Share with your friends so other people can get the information. And comment. Let me know your thoughts. If you have a question, leave it in a comment for me. Until next time, bye for now.